Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is still Zan Kenya TV YouTube channel. It is my hope and prayer that this video is going to find you well wherever you are. Richard Onyonka is on another great move, exposing the government lethal deal on the petrol product or oil product in Turkana. Do we remember Turkana project as a country? That is the question must ring into our mind. And here's the video on how Onyonka is exposing some of the leaked details touching the current head of state and all its departments failing to deliver the promises which they made on Turkana oil product. Let's take a look, because that is what we want to discuss into our political discussion today.
What happened to the oil we were carrying to Mombasa? Remember there were trucks carrying oil for testing?
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
We sold it.
What happened?
Since we sold it.
That oil had problems.
All right. Why did it have the problems? Now let me tell you.
Came from Turkana.
Let me tell you. It is the ruling class that went to Turkana County and bought blocks of the land where this oil is. When Tulo was trying to mine the gold, the oil, they were told, you see, the 25% you're supposed to give the Turkana and what you're supposed to give government, you also must give us because the land is ours. Jesus Christ, that's the Turkana's land. So by us circumventing the system, we go and buy those blocks.
Yep.
We then make it impossible for the oil to be picked so that we can then either begin to refine it in Kenya so that then we can have cheaper oil in the Republic. What happens? The deal stopped. And you can run. I was mentioning to somebody last week, and I want to say this. I have never felt so proud of Kenyans. Kenyans are sending me documents that are shocking. An executive discussion. I have an executive document which somebody sent me from Washington, D.C., where he was telling me the World Bank and the IMF are wondering what's wrong with you Kenyans. I said, why? They are saying, why are you not able to negotiate with the American government so that you sell them your rare minerals, which you have, and the Americans are willing to pay up to about 120 billion US dollars. That should enable you guys to pay your debts. That should be able to have your free education and everything. And I said, which minerals did you say? Rare minerals. What do rare minerals do? Stealth technology. That is the mineral that is used to make the hardest steel in the world. That even the bombs cannot blow up. That's steel. That is what we have.
Vibranium.
How many times have you heard how much gold we have in Okolomani? I mean, how many years have you heard that Okolomani didn't have any gold and everything? And what are the Chinese doing there now?
They're mining gold.
Why they're moving out Kenyans from where the gold is, and they are roughshoding our people? If it wasn't that Umtata is running there to rush to court, or for us to start talking about these things. I mean, why are we behaving like cowboy economists?
You know, most Kenyans don't even know that we have iron ore in this country. I'm one of those Kenyans.
The iron ore is being picked right now. How did we give out Tiomen? How did we give Tiomen out? It has been mined for the last 20 years. What were they mining? Being carried out by ships outside Taita Taveta and Kwale.
You know, the immediate former president, late president of Tanzania,
Yes.
had found himself in a similar situation with minerals in this country. And he said, stop.
Yes.
You are not cutting this thing as an unfinished product.
Yes.
You're going to process it
Here.
Then we can talk about the finished product and the value
Exactly.
and how it works.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we have uranium, and yet nobody talks about it.
So all these things.
Latif, do you see how much companies are coming from Europe and are on the eastern coast of our coast, and they are mining millions of tons of fish?
Yep.
And that money is just shared by people. I mean, so when we get this information, I can run from, you've heard my speech before, where we are telling farmers, grow maize, and yet the people who are in government and the biggest dealers in this town import maize, they depress the prices of these people who you are trying to help. I mean, you can talk about sugar, you can talk about maize, you can talk about, and then when you go to the county governments and they are only receiving 15% of our revenue, you see the amount of wastage. You see how people, women and children are lying on the floor. And you see, and we are going there as a committee, and it's true. I mean, these things I say, I'm not fabricating.
So you're saying the hardware is the problem?
Is the problem, the software. How we are managing our money, how we are striking deals, how we are making the government function. Right now, Teacher Service Commission, teachers who have retired can't be paid their dues. Can you imagine somebody who's retired for the last 6 years, they're not gotten their dues? How are they being paid now? Now they have to go and bribe some individuals at TSC to fasten
So that they can
get their compensation.
So the file can go up the... You see, when I listen to...
So as a country, we must check 1 or 2, 3 things here. The development, how are we going to develop ourselves, and what any other things else do we need for us to prosper together as a country. So that is where the government always fails. If we could have 10 people call Onyonka, 10 only, and let's hope Onyonka is speaking the truth, that in that one day when we will become the president for, you don't know life, president in the Republic of Kenya, it won't change. Because I've been analyzing his videos for several times, by the way. For several times. This is not the first time I'm analyzing Kisii Senator. He have been on a front line. And the other day he exposed Wavinya Ndeti. The reason why Gen Z demonstrating today is in Turkana oil project. By the way, as a country we had forgotten the oil project which was started. I don't know what went abruptly and made President Ruto to keep silence on this oil project. Could there be anything called scandal in this oil project? The answer is yes, because we are in Kenya, and in Kenya things always happen unexpectedly. But the truth of the matter is that we must check and ask those who are in Turkana if that project is still functioning or working. Juu tulikuwa na ile hope, watu walikuwa nasema watakuwa wanaitengeneza vizuri hadi Indian Ocean, Mombasa. After that, iko na mambo mingi. By the way, iko na mambo mingi. Uranium is inside that and so many things which can be used to turn into different minerals, sold, export, import, and it is a kind of revenue income as a country. Kenya could prosper more and more. Na hii economy inasumbua wa Kenya, hata hii oil ingesaidia tu kulipa vizuri. Sijui shida nini na serikali. So Onyonka is coming out here and you've listened to him. He's asking the same question. The government seems to be reluctant, not considering this oil. Kenyans are skilled in brain capacity, but the government is only having interest to allow them not to detect on oil in Turkana and other parts of the country. But as a government, as a country, we must think of a better future to this our country. Because we believe, kama tuko na ile njia na imani ya kusaidiana kama wa Kenya ama kitaifa, hata hii oil ingeendelea vizuri sana. But due to corruption, cartels inakuwa kwa serikali, it always makes things to worsen, which we cannot say or talk or discuss about. So I just want to urge again, borrow the same boat with Onyonka and advise the current head of state, President Ruto, it is your right and your time to check that oil deal. By doing that, you are going to create job opportunity to the people in the Republic of Kenya. And hii mambo ya jobless hivi na hivi, tuko na imani ukitoa hiyo oil Turkana ulete hata coastal, in that duration you've created job opportunity. You've offered scale to engineers, you've offered scale. By the way, Opiyo Wandayi, if God willing you're in that position you have been given, think of that. I rest my case at that point. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what Onyonka have said. And what can you say on that discussion? Subscribe to this YouTube platform if you've never subscribed. Like this video, watch, share, and give us your opinion. Thank you.